Hello and welcome to Berlin's 96 localities. Today from Wedding. If you have watched a few episodes of my series, you're familiar with the concept. I am visiting all of the localities of Berlin. Wedding is sort of home soil because I used to live here for a couple of years, so I hope this will be a very interesting tour. But before we go into detail, let's take a look on the map first. Wedding belongs to the district of Mitte and therefore is quite close to the center. More than 84,000 people live on an area of 9 square kilometers. If Wedding was a city of its own, it would just make it in the list of Germany's 100 biggest cities on position 98. Let's take a closer look now. The two main axes of Wedding are Müllerstraße from northwest to southeast and Seestraße crossing it in a 90-degree angle. As most smaller streets follow this pattern, the whole locality is somewhat tilted by 45 degrees. The main transportation lines are the U6 underneath Müllerstraße and the U9 underneath Luxemburger Straße at Schulstraße. In the very southeast, the Ringbahn also cuts Wedding with one stop of the same name. Two remarkable landmarks are the Volkspark Rehberge, a park of significant size, and the Julius-Leber-Kaserne, barracks in the very west. My tour starts at Leopoldplatz. So as you have seen, we are pretty close to the center and we are currently at Leopoldplatz. This is one of the main squares and I will show you a few details of this square. And afterwards we will walk along Müllerstraße towards the north and we will check out one or two parks later, maybe Schillerpark, maybe Volkspark Rehberge. Let's see how much time we will have left and let's also see how the weather will continue. Okay, let's go. Leopoldplatz is a mysterious place. In a sober light, it is just a square with two adjacent churches and a playground. Not beautiful, not ugly. And a transportation hub as the U9 and the U6 cross here. However, many people without home, perspective or both spend time here. Leopoldplatz is often described as a hotspot of crime and violence. In fact, I can see some alcoholics nearby. And while I am watching the scenery, a tall man steps towards me and starts a weird conversation. He wants to sell me his pants, salopettes to be precise. They look new. He wants 10 euros and I believe that he would pull them off right away. He tells me that he needs money for crack and I feel sorry for him. Just a couple of steps away, an art market takes place. Neat drawings, sculptures and garments are on offer. It's quite busy on this morning. That's the contrast that you will find on Leopoldplatz. Not every day, but quite often. Poverty and perspectivelessness on the one hand side, and the will to create something new, something better on the other. I have reached the corner of Müllerstraße and Seestraße. There is a big multiplex cinema in the background, Alhambra, and this is a crossing that is usually very lively. There is the underground stop Seestraße and some buses are going from here, and also it's a Sunday and the shops are closed on Sundays, but still few people outside, maybe some of them taking or getting something to eat, some of them maybe just going for a walk. It's nice, but it's also very mixed. There has already been some rain. And this is why I am not spending too much time in the parks, but rather stay closer to the bars and cafes, to have some shelter just in case. And let's just proceed with the tour. A short recap. I left Leopoldplatz as some significant rain had started. Just after a few meters I had to take shelter underneath the awning of a bakery, with view on the town hall of Wedding on the other side of Müllerstraße. Luckily, the rain didn't last long. Müllerstraße has got a lot of Turkish and Arabic cafes, supermarkets and shops to offer. Even some German shops use both the German and the Turkish language to attract their clients. Around 55% of Weddings residents have got a migrant background. To both sides of Müllerstraße, you will find living neighborhoods with old houses. Some of the streets are still cobbled and the sidewalks are usually quite wide. Personally, I always like the many small bars in this area, often with a long tradition. You can also see that partly a significant amount of money has been invested in the houses, raising both the living quality and the rents. I have arrived at Volkspark Rehberge and luckily the weather is not too bad. This is why I decided to come here in the end. The wind seems to blow away most of the clouds and we have even some nice sunshine. And this park is really big. The name is referring to, well, Reh, that's some sort of game. So wild animals, there are some areas for them. And Berge, mountains or hills, well, that's because there are some very small hills. And yeah, this is the name. And I want to show you some of the attractions and the highlights of Volkspark Rehberge in the next sequences. Let's go. The Volkspark Rehberge was established in the 1920s. It has got some landmarks of natural origin, like little ponds, as well as some that were man-made. It is frequented by nearby residents for walks, sports and picnics. The Volkspark possesses a full-sized track and field arena, as well as some tennis courts and small-size football pitches. Parts of the Volkspark are reserved for animals, namely goats, boars and pheasants. If you want to see a few more impressions, I recommend you a short video that I made on the Volkspark some time ago. I'll put a link into the description. I have made it all the way through Volkspark Rehberge and reached the very western corner of Wedding. I am in front of a motorway, there is a motorway in front of me, and behind me there is the Zentralfestplatz, a multi-purpose area, and one of those purposes is the Herbstrommel, which I am going to enjoy now. Maybe I can go into an auto scooter and enjoy some nice food. I hope you enjoyed this tour and I hope to see you soon. Take care. Cheers.